O yung China mga kababayan, galit na galit, umusok. Pinirma na kasi ng ating Pangulong Bongbong Marcos yung batas na opisyal na nag-aangkin mga kababayan sa West Philippine Sea. Pinirmahan mga kababayan kahapon ng ating Pangulong Bongbong Marcos yung Philippine Maritime Zones Act at yung Philippine Archipelagic Sea Lanes Act. Yan po, kaya umusok po yung China. Iyang ating Pangulong Bongbong Marcos po, hindi pasisindak. Lalo ang nanalo mga kababayan, best friend ng Marcos family, si Donald Trump. Ang nanalong presidente ng Amerika. So lalo tayo mga kababayan na nagkaroon ng maaasahan na kaalyado, yung ating Big Brother Amerika. O ngayon, sa domestic politics naman po mga kababayan, yung barkada ni Xi Jinping na dating Pangulong Digong umusok din. Parehas ng China po. Bakit niya Mr. Maravillas umusok si Digong? Gusto ng manipa, naging kabayo na. Nagmumura mga kababayan at gustong manipa. Tinawag kasi mga kababayan ni Congressman Paduano, sinabihan si Digong. Kasi di ba, hindi nag-attend despite nag-promise niya na after ng All Saints Day niya, pupunta ko dyan. Harap ako sa Quadcom. Tapos nagsulat yung abogado, sumulat yung abogado, hindi na daw attend kasi bias yung Congress. Sabi ni Paduano, natatakot ba siya? Umusok si... Umusok po si Digong, gustong manipa. Mamaya, ibigay ko sa inyo yung i-replay ko sa inyo yung pag-usok ni Digong. Parang yung China na dragon, simbolo ng China, dragon, di ba? Umusok yung ilaw. Dahil sa pagpirma ng ating Pangulong Bongbong Marcos ng dalawang batas, yan totoong maisog po yung ating Pangulong Bongbong. Military po, sundalo yung ating Pangulo. Masindak ninyo. At best friend si Donald Trump ng pamilya Marcos. Huwag kayong maniniwala na ang barkada ni Donald Trump, si Digong. Nagkataon siyempre, presidente si Digong noon, na-invite si Trump. Siyempre, matagal nang magkalyado yung Pilipinas at saka Amerika. Normal yon. Pero siyempre, ang Pangulo ng alinmang bansa, ang nire-respeto niyan, yung sitting president, hindi yung ex-president. Kaya huwag kayong naniniwala doon sa mga propaganda ni Harry Roque. Nakita ko si Harry Roque po, lalong pumayat. Gutom na siguro mga kababayan. Wala na nga na buhay siya kasi nagtatago. Yun ang mga propaganda ni Harry Roque. Best friend daw. Tuwang-tuwa siya kasi best friend daw mga kababayan ni Donald Trump, si Digong. Malabo po. Mas best friend yung mga Marcoses, si Mrs. Imelda Marcos mismo. Ang best friend ni Donald Trump, yung Trump Tower, dating Marcos, property. Sa Amerika, binili ni Trump. Paano naging close mas close ang Duterte kaysa Marcos kay Donald Trump? Malabo po yung mga propaganda ninyo. Hallucinations na lang. But before ko mga kababayan ibigay sa inyo yung full story ng mga balitang yan, click subscribe muna dito sa ating YouTube channel and hit the notification bell para lagi po kayong updated sa mga kaganapan dito sa ating bansa. Like and share na rin po ninyo ng ating video. At huwag na rin po ninyo na skip yung ating mga commercial ads para tuloy-tuloy lang ang pag-unlad ng Bagong Pilipinas. Itong ating programa mga kababayan, atid sa inyo nitong ating mga sponsors. Firmax Framing and Lifting Cream. Pinapay po sa mga pulses in affected area. Mainam po ito sa mga pains at paninigas ng mga kaso-kasuan. Ito sa mukha naman yung application, anti-aging, Automax po siya. Ito ay Glow 60 mga kababayan. Whitening po siya. Made in South Korea. Ito naman po, Ningxia Red Mix Fruit Drink. Gawa po siya sa goji berry. May anti-cancer properties po siya. At sa mga nagana po ng malinis and spacious fitness gym, pumunta lang po kayo sa aming Colossal Fitness Gym. May Grab ka rental din po kami. at bills payment po sa aming office. At saka sa mga mahilig po sa mga imported bags, manood po kayo sa live selling ni Madam Eileen Rosales sa kanyang Eileen Closet po. Pati mga shoes, ito yung kanya po. Ito yung kanyang page. Kita ninyo, napakagandang mga online selling po siya. Si Madam Eileen Rosales. Cellphone number niya po, 773-798-7816. Balikan natin mga kababayan ng ating kwento. Unahin natin kung bakit umusok po si Digong gustong manipa, naging kabayo. Sipain niya daw si... Yung mga taga-quad ko, lalo si Paduano mga kababayan. Si Paduano po, matapang yun. Dati yun na revolusyonaryo, armadong revolusyonaryo. Before mga kababayan na naging party list representative, abang lingkod party list representative, hindi mo yun masindak, kahit maliit na lalaki lang po. Parang ako lang, pero warrior yun. Nagakuha ng katapat si Digong. Ito po, kasi sabi ni Paduano po, naglulukuan ba niya tayo rito? O baka niya natakot siya? Ito po mga kababayan si Paduano.
Ito lang po, Mr. Chairman, why I moved to issue a show cause, but I don't have any debate with regards to the possible amendments to my motion with regards to show cause order for Attorney Delgra. But remember, Mr. Chairman, that we have already sent 2 invitations. This is the second hearing that we invited the former president. And the first invitation was answered by Attorney Delga, now for on behalf of the president, in the absence of that authority being requested by this committee through this representation during the last hearing. Now, Mr. Chairman, looking at the answer, looking at the reply of Attorney Delga on the first hearing, well, in fact, Mr. Chairman, naglulukuhan tayo dito. Why? Why? Because the first reply made by Attorney Delgra representing the former president is that the excuse is that the former president needs much rest, and assured this committee that he will be present in the next hearing. At the same time, he has a specific date, Mr. Chairman, given to this committee through this letter, after November 1. And let me read, Mr. Chairman, allow me to read in toto the portion of such reply coming from Attorney Delga. Hence, my client respectfully requests to defer his appearance before the Honorable Committee scheduled tomorrow. Rest assured of my client's willingness to appear before the House of Representatives on some other available date, preferably after November 1, 2024. And for the record, Mr. Chairman, the invitation that was sent to the former president and was answered by Attorney Delga was before the presence of the former president in the Senate. And he has promised us, this committee, through his letter, that after November 1, he will be present in today's hearing. Ano to? Naglulukuhan tayo dito? Well, in fact, I will not discuss and argue with our colleague, Congressman Kit Flores, with regards to the content of this second letter. But, malinaw po, Mr. Chairman, na naglulukuhan tayo dito. Naglulukuhan tayo dito because the first letter promised us that he will be present after November 1. Kung hindi tayo naglulukuhan dito, natatakot siya? Na pumunta dito? So, Mr. Chairman, that's why my first motion was to issue a so-called order for Attorney Delga to answer both letters. And, Mr. Chairman, and I would like to reiterate once again that we should invite again the former president to be present in the next hearing.
Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Congressman
Mr. Chair.
Paduano.
Mr. Chair.
As I promised, Congressman Fernandez, and then we will rule on the motion.
Okay. Mr. Chairman,
Congressman Ako.
Mr. Chairman, there are three reasons mentioned by Attorney Delgra in consultation with the former president para hindi po siya umattend ng ating pong hearing. First, binanggit po niya yung pangalan ko at binanggit niya yung pangalan ni Chairman Abante. Nag-prejudge na po kami doon sa mga binanggit niya po doon sa Senado and citing some provision of Republic Act 9851, particularly Section 6 on the willful killing. And with this, Mr. Chairman, we are being accused that nabahidan ng prejudgment yung mga issue that he mentioned. With that, Mr. Chairman, para lang po mawala na tong issue to. Again, Mr. Chairman, I'm willing, this representation is willing to inhibit myself in asking questions with regards to this willful killing. And I hope that my co-chair here, Chairman Abante, will do the same in relation to the first issue that the former president, with consultation of his lawyer, cited in this letter. Secondly, that's the reason why we asked the presence of Colonel Grijaldo to be here, because he accused us of coercion and harassment and threats. And that's the reason why we are questioning, yung mga medical certificate that he submitted to this Congress. We wanted that the integrity of this Quadcom will be cleared eventually. And with that, Mr. Chairman, eradicating the coercion and harassment and the threats that he accused us, then the reason for the President not to attend on this Quadcom will be eliminated. Thirdly, Mr. Chairman, the only last reason that he mentioned in this letter is all the questions were already answered in the Senate. And that is not true, because we have a lot of 20,000 questions that we wanted to ask him. And with this, Mr. Chairman, yung pong reason niya for not to be here is not acceptable. So, Mr. Chairman, I believe that my position, in trying to inhibit ourselves, in this investigation pertaining to the number one issue that he mentioned, and also with the issue of Colonel Grijaldo, we will comply with the mandate of this Quadcom to inhibit ourselves and be a part of the resource persons that will be questioned by the members of this Quadcom.
Nagkakuha po ng mga barakong katapat si Digong. Hindi lang siya matapang dito sa mundo, mga kababayan, dito sa Pilipinas. May mga kasing tapang niya po. At ito po yung Congress. Nasabi ng ating Speaker of the House, never anya kami, will not bow to pressure. Hindi po palulupig ang Congress. Hindi nila daw paintulutan, sabi ni Speaker, na mamayani ang kasamaan. O ngayon, hindi po pasisindak si Paduano kasi revolusyonaryo to. Dating armadong revolusyonaryo na naging abang lingkod party list congressman. Taga Bacolod City po ito. Isa ding small but terrible. Isang barako. Never niyang uurungan si Digong at ang pamilya Duterte po. O ngayon, umusok si Digong. Gusto nang manipa. Yan po sabi ni Digong nang ma-interview ng kanyang mga kaibigang media. Sipain ko sila. Duterte lashes back at House Quadcom calls members idiots at the delight of the fanatic followers. Mga idiot na yun. Yun naman pala, yung mga congressmen idiots, bakit hindi mo harapin? Kasi matalino po kayo. Di ba? Kaya nga sabi ni Paduano, bakit? Natatakot ba siya? Pag hindi po kayo talaga natatakot, pumunta kayo sa Quadcom. Huwag sa Senado, kasi yung Senado po, alam na natin ang karakas ng Senado. Dito kayo magmatapang sa Quadcom. Pag hindi po, hindi kayo humarap sa Quadcom po, mako-confirm na hindi man talaga kayo maisog. Yung mga sinasabi ninyong sisipain, paano kayo makakasipa pa na may tungkod na nga kayo? Di ba? At sabi nga natin sa Bible po, yung mga mayayabang talaga, Binabagsak ng Diyos lahat ng mayayabang po sa mundo. Tingnan ninyo nangyari kay Iraqi President Saddam Hussein, kay Libyan na leader Muammar Gaddafi, yung mga kings and pharaohs of all, kinain na po ng lupa lahat. Sabi sa Bible po, for what is your life? It is just like a vapor. Yan po, James 4:14. You do not know what will happen tomorrow. For what is your life? It is even a vapor that appears for a little time and then vanishes away. Kaya po, ang turo ng Bible, huwag ka niyang magmayabang. Hindi na tinawag ang buhay. O tingnan ninyo ngayon ang inabot po ninyo. Yung mayayabang po sa mundo, dating Pangulong Digong, pangaralan na kita kasi hindi ka man po nagbabasa ng Bible. Pangaralan na kita kahit ayaw mong makinig. Mawa ka sa kaluluwa mo. Magsisi ka na po. Ang buhay po, para lang nga bula. Pag binawi na ng ating Panginoon at hindi ka pa nagsisi, alam na kung ano yung destino mo. In fact, lagi mong sinasabi na pupunta ka sa impyerno. Di ba? Ikaw na mismo ang nagsabi na pupunta ka sa impyerno. Yun man talaga ang direksyon ng mga mayayabang po. At walang pagsisisi, no remorse. Sabi mo po doon sa Senate hearing, you offer no apologies sa mga ginawa po ninyo at ipinagyabang pa ninyo na si Bato. Death squad din yan anya. Death squad anya yan. Magsisi na po kayo, mawa ka sa kaluluwa po ninyo habang may panahon pa. Pero gustong manipa mga kababayan ni Digo. Ito po, iparinig ko sa inyo, mga kababayan, i-play natin.
Mga congressman ako. Kasi inimbitahan ka daw, bro, Atty. Gilgra.
Galit sila?
Galit sila kasi hindi ka daw sumipot. Hindi ka daw sumipot.
Sinong galit sa akin?
Yung nagsabi si Abangkit, sa yung si Dan Fernandez at saka si Ray.
Sipain ko sila, sabihin mo. Tangina,
Nagmura pa?
pera nila. Wala na akong pera eh. Nagpamasahe ako doon. I am living on my retirement pay. I never, kayo taga Davao kayo, lakin tayo doon, kababata tayo dito. Wala akong extra money na sa bangko na lahat sweldo ko yan, pati yung retirement ko. Sila pa ang galit ngayon. Buang.
At sinabi pang
Buang?
ka daw.
Sige daw.
Si Paduano nagsabi, kaniha lang.
Sino?
Paduano, Congressman Paduano. Congressman Paduano. Kasi
Sino yung unggoy na yan?
Sino daw na unggo yan?
Kasi yung aktor na yan, si Dan Fernandez, Abangkit sa Paduano.
And yan ang nag-contempt sa lahat.
You don't scare me a bit. Galing na ako pagka-presidente, huwag nila akong kanunin. Galing na ako sa Congress.
Nagyabang po?
Mayor ako, congressman ako, presidente na ako. Do not give me that shit. Yan mo sila.
Totoo bang may impartiality na kita mo ngayon?
Wala man siguro, but alam mo, actually, wala, in fairness to the idiots, wala akong na-notice na
Idiots na.
pupunta ako ngayon. Sabihin mo nga sa hindot na yan,
Pero si Atty. Delgra Mayor nagbigay ng parang reply sa summon or sa
so what was his reply?
kasi nakalagay sa according to Atty. Delgra na yung ginawa mo sa Senado, pwede nilang kukunin kung gusto nila.
Ano man sinabi ko? What is there to say or more to what I have said? Ang sinabi ko naman lahat. Ano pa ba ang gusto ng mga gago?
May balita, Mayor, na ang ICC prosecutor sa iyo.
ICC?
Yes.
Ang kilala kong ICC is Immaculate Conception College. Sabihin mo sa ICC, I'm addressing to the ICC. Pumunta kayo dito at bibitayin ko dyan sa Akasya. Loo nila.
Ibang issue.
Isasabit niya daw sa akasya. Mga taga-ICC.
Statement sa Senate hearing.
They will do that. Well, it's up to them. Are you posing a question or are you informing me?
Yeah.
Informing you that they are
Giving all the
giving all the,
transcript.
they will give the transcript out to ICC. It's a possibility. Well, go ahead. Be my guest.
Mr. President,
Yes.
if in case the Quadcom,
Hindi na ako presidente. Rudy Duterte.
Mayor Rodrigo Duterte, in
Oh, yeah.
case the Quadcom will invite you, bigyan ka nilang ng pamasahe, are you still willing to be there to attend the Quadcom? May katakot?
May maganda bang number dyan sa Quadcom?
So yan mga kababayan, ang sabi ni Digong, tinawag na idiots at sisipain niya daw itong mga taga-Quadcom. Yung ICC, isabit niya daw sa kasya. Di ano niya, Mr. Maravillas, ang masasabi mo niyan, subaybayan na lang natin mga kababayan ang direksyon ng investigation ng Congress. And I think, sinusunod lang ng Congress yung tamang proseso. And anyway, yung Department of Justice po, bumuo na ng Special Task Force para magsagawa na po ng case build-up against the former president at mga kasama niya in relation po sa war on drugs at yung nangyari pong EGK. And sa tingin ko po, ang batas po sa ating bansa, ang mamamayani, malamang sa malamang, pag tinuloy-tuloy ni Digong ang pag-disrespect sa Congress, then hindi na siya bibigyan ng special treatment po. Baka diretso na rin siyang i-contempt at hindi na po invitation, kundi arrest order na po ang ipalabas at saka ang magdadala sa kanya sa harap ng Congress at sa husgado kasi baka maging sabay-sabay na po siya. Si General Torre po, si General Nick Torre, tulad ng nangyari kay Pacquiao. Ito, mga kuwan ko man lang po, mga analysis ko. Kasi, tingin ko po, hindi ayaan ng Congress na lapastanganin po ang kanilang institusyon ng isang dating Pangulo. Kailang, i-observe nila strictly yung proseso po, yung tamang proseso. Tama po? Kasi lagi pong laging sinasabi ng Congress, no one is above the law. In like manner po, yun din ang mangyayari kay Inday. Kasi under investigation si Inday sa paggamit ng confidential funds. At nasa lookout order na rin yung kanyang mga tauhan. And later on, kung patuloy na wawalang hiyain mga kababayan ni Inday at sa ni Digong ang Congress, tulad ng pagtawag ni Digong sa Congress na idiot, then itatrato mga kababayan ng Congress ang mga actions nila as a total disrespect. Then itatrato sila as just like any ordinary Filipino na may pananagutan po sa batas. Yan ang mga analysis man lang po natin. Yan ang ating susubaybayan mga kababayan sa mga susunod na araw. Tama pa? O ngayon, dito tayo sa pag-usok ng China. Ayan po, Philippine affirms maritime zones, angering China. Pinirmahan kasi mga kababayan ng ating Pangulong Bongbong Marcos ang dalawang napaka-importanteng batas. Ito po yung Philippine Maritime Zones Act, Republic Act number 12064 at saka Philippine Archipelagic Sea Lanes Act, Republic Act number 12065. This is mga kababayan a landmark legislation at dito pinapakita ang resolve ng ating gobyerno sa pamumuno ng ating Pangulong Bongbong Marcos na hindi po pasisindak kahit sa isang higanting bansa tulad po ng China. So ito na po ang magiging future map ng ating bansa. Ito yung dati, tapos ito yung West Philippine Sea. So isasama na siya mga kababayan sa magiging national New Philippine Map including West Philippine Sea. Yan po mga kababayan. So sabi po ni Namria, Administrator Peter Tiangco na naihanda na daw nila yung bagong map. And they were just awaiting the issuance of the implementing rules and regulations of the Philippine Maritime Zones Act in order for us to modify or revise the maps that we have prepared accordingly until its final publication. So ito pong Philippine Maritime Zones Act, ang key features niya, yung maritime sovereignty, asserts sovereignty over waters within the archipelagic baselines, and extends jurisdiction over zones like ito pong West Philippine Sea. Then itong contiguous zone establishes control over the contiguous zone to prevent violations of customs, fiscal, immigration, and sanitary laws. Tapos itong tinatawag na EEZ, Exclusive Economic Zone, establishes control over the grants exclusive rights to build and manage artificial islands and structures sa loob ng exclusive economic zone. Tapos itong continental shelf extension extends rights to areas like the Philippine Rice, talampas ng Pilipinas, beyond 200 nautical miles. And prevention of unauthorized passage restricts foreign vessels navigation in internal waters without explicit Philippine government authorization. So ito yung batas, mga kababayan, na mag-assert ng ating karapatan, legalizing now through our Philippine laws, national laws, in accordance with the UNCLOS, decision ng UNCLOS po. Tapos ito pong Philippine Archipelagic Sea Lanes Act establishes designated sea lanes, air routes for safe and regulated passage through Philippine archipelagic waters. Ang mga key features niya, so yung key features, mga kababayan, sea lane system, routes determined based on security, safety, environmental protection, and unimpeded transit. Obligations for foreign vessels and aircraft requires foreign ships and planes to transit quickly, avoid covert activities, and comply with navigation safety regulations. Padaling sabi, dire-diretso lang sila. Pwede silang dumaan. Pero hindi pwede yung titingga sila doon at saka may tulad ng ginagawa ng China, nag-survey. Di ba? As if sila yung may-ari po. Ngayon, yung mga bawal na dapat hindi ginagawa, prohibited activities, prohibits foreign entities from military exercises. Di sila pwedeng pumasok dyan. Intelligence gathering, unauthorized research, and resource exploitation within the Philippine waters. Tapos, sa environmental and safety focus, ensures that transit does not compromise national security or environmental conservation. So these acts strengthen the Philippines' maritime governance, align with UNCLOS, and reinforce national security and economic rights within the country's maritime zones and archipelagic waters. Ganon po ka-organize ng pag-iisip ng ating Pangulong Bongbong Marcos. At ganoon po kalinaw ng direksyon base sa kanyang visions, mga kababayan, ng bagong Pilipinas. Na may pagrespeto, mga kababayan, sa international or rules-based international order. Sang-ayon po itong batas sa UNCLOS. Pakinggan natin, mga kababayan, yung naging speech ng ating Pangulong Bongbong Marcos sa pagpirma niya dito sa napaka-importanting batas. This is a landmark legislation po. So ito po yung sinagawang signing ceremony. Pakinggan natin yung speech ng ating Pangulong Bongbong Marcos, yung mensahe po niya.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the Republic of the Philippines, His Excellency Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. Thank you very much, Executive Secretary Luke Bersamin. Please take your seat.
Senate President Chis Escudero, and the members of the Senate, the House Speaker Ferdinand Martin G. Romualdez, and members of the House of Representatives, the honorable members of the Cabinet, our key stakeholders and development partners in this effort that we are doing to safeguard the sovereignty of the
Galing
Republic
ng
of
ating
the Philippines.
Pangulo.
Other distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Today we gather for the signing of two very significant laws that emphasize the importance of our maritime and archipelagic identity. The Philippine Maritime Zones Act and the Philippines Archipelagic Sea Lanes Act. With these pieces of legislation, we align our domestic laws with international law, specifically the UN Convention on the Law of the Seas, or UNCLOS, to improve our capacity for governance and reinforce our maritime policies for economic development and for national security. The first law is the Philippine Maritime Zones Act, which clearly defines the extent of our maritime entitlements and fully declares their metes and bounds in accordance with our Constitution and with the UNCLOS. This is essential in establishing the extent of our maritime jurisdiction and to ensure that our rights and duties as an archipelagic state are well defined in order that all Filipinos can rightfully enjoy the riches of our seas. Our people, especially our fisherfolk, should be able to pursue their livelihood free from uncertainty and harassment. We must be able to harness mineral and energy resources in our seabed. Maintaining the primacy of the UNCLOS and the 2016 Arbitral Award as our beacons in the maritime domain, the Philippines reaffirms its sovereignty, sovereign rights, and jurisdiction in our waters. By defining and asserting our maritime zones, we project to the international community that we are staunchly committed to nurturing, cultivating, and protecting our maritime domain. The second law, the Philippine Archipelagic Sea Lanes Act, complements both our maritime and aerial policies by establishing a route system in our country's archipelagic waters and, as well, the airspace above it. The designated archipelagic sea lanes and air routes aim to facilitate safe passage for foreign ships and aircraft without compromising our national security, nor diminishing our capacity for good environmental stewardship. These sea lanes will offer continuous, expeditious, and unobstructed transit for vessels and air transport, while obliging them to comply with navigational regulations and procedures, as well as with the air rules of flight safety and protocols. We are committed in implementing these ASLs in faithful accordance with the process found in the UNCLOS, while firmly upholding the principles of reciprocity and mutual respect amongst states. The passage of these two priority bills fully demonstrate our commitment as a responsible member of the international community and our advocacy to uphold rules-based international order. In the same breath, these signal our resolve to protect our maritime resources, preserve our rich biodiversity, and ensure that our waters remain a source of life and livelihood for all Filipinos. I convey my gratitude to our legislatures for their steadfast commitment to safeguard the interests of the Filipino people. This includes the assertion of our rights as an archipelagic state while fulfilling our obligations under international law. Bringing these bills forward took incredible commitment, as these have been deliberated since at least the 15th Congress. This long journey has been led by our maritime champions in the House of Representatives and in the Senate, supported by our dedicated team of public servants, technical and legal experts, academicians, and other stakeholders. To you who have collaborated and leveraged your wisdom and expertise to ensure the coherence and the soundness of these laws, I convey my appreciation, and so do the Filipino people. It is expected that the clarity of the extent of the maritime zones and the determination of the archipelagic sea lanes will impact domestic laws and regulations at the national and at the local level. I therefore call on all concerned government agencies and the local governments to review rules and regulations against these new laws with a view of undertaking the necessary steps for their effective implementation. As part of the 14th Congress that passed the Philippines Archipelagic Baselines Law in 2009, this matter is close to my heart because these measures prove not only our commitment to ensuring the safety and prosperity of our maritime domain, but also our firm faith in our identity as a maritime nation. It is a spirit that transcends administrations. It is an intrinsic and undeniable part of the national, the Filipino character. It is my fervent hope that with the help of these two laws, we will continue to pursue and defend our maritime interests and navigate towards a brighter and stronger bagong Pilipinas. Maraming salamat sa inyo lahat at magandang umaga.
So ito yung signing, mga kababayan, yung pagpirma ng ating Pangulo. Ito yung susunod na Pangulo. Na ikinakagalit ng todo mga kababayan ng mag-amang Duterte, lalo ni Inday po. O ngayon, yung China po, umusok, pinatawag yung ating ambasador para ipaabot yung kanilang Eastern protest. Sabi po ng Beijing's Foreign Ministry sa pagkondina po ng naging aksyon ng ating bansa, the move niya is an attempt to solidify the illegal ruling of the South China Sea arbitration case through domestic legislation. Mali man po, mga kababayan. Walang katotohanan po ang sinasabi ng China. Malinaw po na yung batas, sabi nga ng ating Pangulong Bongbong Marcos, is just aligned. Inalign lang po yung ating batas sa naging batas, naging desisyon ng UNCLOS. Una nang nagdesisyon po yung UNCLOS. Kaya kailangan may batas tayo na align sa UNCLOS. Ang illegal po yung claim nila kasi sila lang po ang kumikilala. Walang bansa sa buong mundo ni isa ang kumikilala sa 9-dash line nila at ginawa pa nilang 10-dash line. Pero ayaw natin sila na magreklamo. Ang importante, tayo po ay naninindigan and we have the backup by the international community. Huwag tayong pasisindak dito sa mga Chinese. Yan mga Chinese, lahat man lang po daldal. Mga duwag man yan po. Bagang buntot. Hindi yan uubra sa ating Pangulong Bongbong Marcos. Ang ating Pangulo, backup ng Amerika. Best friend pa si Donald Trump. Best friend ng pamilya Marcos po si Donald Trump. Yan po ang ebidensya. Si Mrs. Si dating First Lady Imelda Romualdez Marcos, tingnan ninyo, si Donald Trump. Old photo, mga kababayan. Yung sabi nga natin, yung Trump Tower po, na nabili ni Donald Trump, galing po sa property ng Marcos family. Yan po, Wall Street. Manhattan buildings purchased by the Marcoses in the early 1980s. Yan ito na siya ngayon. The Trump Building. Paano mas close mga kababayan si Digo? Kaya malabo yung mga propaganda ni Atty. Harry Roque. Mas close kay Donald Trump yung pamilya Marcos. Lalo na si Mrs. Imelda Romualdez Marcos. Kaya sabi ng ating Pangulo, nang i-congratulate niya si Donald Trump pagkapanalo po as 47th President. Noong kabataan daw niya, na-meet na niya ng personal itong si Donald Trump. Yun po yun. Yan 40 Wall Street, the Trump Tower in 1982. The Marcoses, Wikipedia po itong binabasa ko, also purchased 40 Wall Street, a large historic building in New York's financial district, both for $71 million through NY Land or New York Land Limited a shell corporation based in the Netherlands. The building's ownership changed hands a few times after the Marcoses were removed from power in 1986. But the lease was transferred to Donald Trump in December 1995 and the building was renamed the Trump Building. Kita ninyo? Ayan siya, mga kababayan. Yan ang Trump Tower. Yan ang dahilan, mga kababayan, kung bakit friend nila si Donald Trump ng mga Marcoses. Matagal na sila na magkakakilala, mga kababayan. Ang daming nainggit po sa ating Pangulong Bongbong Marcos, sa mga Marcoses. Pati si King Charles po, best friend ni Mrs. Imelda Marcos at ng ating Pangulong Bongbong. Ito yung mensahe 2 days ago ng ating Pangulo sa pagkapanalo ni Donald Trump. Sabi ng ating Pangulo, congratulations kay President-elect Donald Trump. We look forward to working with President Trump on a wide range of issues that will yield mutual benefits for two nations with deep ties, shared beliefs, and common vision, and a long history of working together. I am hopeful that this unshakable alliance, tested in war and peace, will be a force for good, blazing a path of prosperity and amity in the region and on both sides of the Pacific. This is a durable partnership to which the Philippines is fully committed because it is founded on the ideals we share, freedom and democracy. I have personally met President Trump as a young man, so I know that his robust leadership will result in a better future for all of us. Congratulations, President Trump, sabi ng ating Pangulo. Kaya paano maniwala kay Atty. Harry Roque at sa mga DDS ang ating mga mamamayang Pilipino? Unang-una, kilala kayong mga sinungaling. Pangalawa, walang katotohanan na close si Digong kay Donald Trump. Nagkataon lang nanalo si Digong. Kaya siyempre, as President of the Philippines, presidente din si Donald Trump, kaya nagkausap sila kasi may long-standing relationship ang Pilipinas at saka Amerika. Mas close ang pamilya Marcos. Kayo, nagko-close-closean lang naman kayo. Assuming man lang kayo eh. Ang totoong close po, may history ng closeness and friendship ang Marcos, ang Marcos family at saka si Donald Trump. Kaya with Donald Trump as the president of the most powerful country in the world, we are assured na lalong magiging matatag ang dati ng matatag na relasyon ng Pilipinas at Amerika. Nakita ninyo mga kababayan yung mga actions ng ating Pangulo, lalo dito sa issue ng West Philippine Sea. Hindi nagpapatinag po, hindi nagpapasindak sa China. We have our big brother na katratado natin, may military treaty po tayo. Kaya tingnan ninyo ang resolve ng ating Pangulo sa pagpirma niya nitong dalawang bagong batas, solidifying our ownership and sovereign rights nitong West Philippine Sea. Sa mga naghanap ng malinis and spacious fitness gym, pumunta lang po kayo sa aming Colossal Fitness Gym. We also offer Grab Car Rental with our brand new 2023 model ng Toyota Innova. We also accept booking for those who are planning to travel via PAL, Cebu Pacific, and other airline companies, local and international, and bills payment for Meralco Bills, PLDT, Aleco Bills, etc. Ang Colossal Fitness Gym is located at 3rd floor Security Bank Building, Landco Business Park, Legazpi City, Albay. For inquiries, look for Chilon Maravillas. Contact number 0966-802-0949. Yan yung aming Innova. Lagi na pong matao sa amin. Pati mga foreigners po, tingnan ninyo. Mga British tourists sila. Ang lalaki ng katawan na, mga kababayan, nag-gym sa amin. Ito naman po, Indian National. Ito mga mga European sila. Ito naman yung bago naming product na binibenta online, iGlow Serum. Whitening po siya galing sa South Korea. Tingnan ninyo yung epekto sa aking anak na architect entrepreneur, Riz Maravillas. For inquiries, look for Riz Maravillas on FB. Ito naman po, Firmax Firming and Lifting Cream, pinapahid po ito sa mga pulses and affected area. Mainam po ito sa mga pains at paninigas na mga kasukasuan. Ito po, Automax Radiant Serum. Sa mukha naman yung application, anti-aging po siya. You will look 10 years younger than your age. Sa mga cancer patients naman po, baka lang gusto ninyo itong itry. Nengxia Red Mixed Fruit Drink, hindi man po siya gamot, food supplement siya. Kaya lang, gawa siya mga kababayan sa goji berry. Yung goji berry may anti-cancer properties. Yung mga inquiries ninyo, dumiretso na lang kayo sa aming messenger sa Facebook para masagot namin agad. Ayos po, ako po si Dante Maravillas. Bye-bye, God bless.